I guess the best way to start is pull these pins out. I'm always these plastic eyelids seem to be really durable from my previous experience. I'm always afraid I'm going to break them though. Yeah, you see that was under pressure because the actuator's crooked. So I'm just going to put the pin in here. See, this is all jammed up. Oh, let me pull this out. Okay. Man, I can't believe that's jammed up. I don't want to bend it or anything. I guess I'm going to have to tap it. So I'm going to get a punch. So I have a broken hammer. But so if I would take this hammer and just start whacking it, obviously this hammer won't work because it will hit the metal. But when you just whack the end like that, it's going to end up mushrooming this end of this steel rod stock, round stock. Okay, so I believe the official term, like welder's term, would be round stock. It would mushroom out the end of this round stock, which then wouldn't fit through this hole. And obviously aluminum is softer than steel, so that would end up wallowing out the aluminum, which it's a mess when you wallow out the aluminum. I still, on Pasquale, if you guys go back and watch those videos, especially on the arm swings, the holes are wallowed out, and I still haven't fixed that the right way. Kind of, at that point, it kind of gets beyond my expertise. So anyway, the moral of the story is we want to use a punch to knock this out. We shouldn't be, this is kind of BS that we're having to do this, because whoever decided to do that was a Yahoo. So punch set, I'm going to move it off to the end here. Let me reposition my camera. Hopefully it'll come out easy. It's coming out little by little. Okay, it's out. And I want to stop there because it's still stuck in the hole. Oh. Okay, now it's free. Okay. Let me reposition my camera. Okay, as long as all the collars are loose. Put the hammer up, put the diagonals up. I already put the punch up. The tool management is also very important when you're working on a project. Okay, actuator is off. Let me go this way. These collars are off. Okay, that actuator's out. Let's see if I can. Okay, I want to loosen up the set screws on these two. Hopefully it's just the set screws are tightened. Okay, and here at home I don't have a good organizer for my Allens. I like to use individual Allens instead of using, let me just dump this out. But the one thing about this set, you see, I worked at Sears when I was in high school, and when I was in high school, I bought like a 200 and some piece Craftsman set. This came part of it. So this is an L Allen with no ball ends on it. So ball ends allows you to get into the Allen at different angles, but when it's flat end, you had to go into the set screw square. Okay, that one's too small. Okay, there we go. We found the right end. Oh, you see the set screw came out. So this one was probably not making any contact. It's just the rod is scuffed up from abuse. And this one barely came out. So these are loose. It's just the rod is scuffed up. So we'll just come out this way if we can. Yeah, that's the problem. The rod is scuffed up. You see, part of me wants to take this rod and just keep on shoving it this way to try to bang it off, but the thing is, this aluminum's soft, and I don't want to damage that. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to take a channel lock and try to see if I can twist it past the... I don't have to worry about marring the outside of that collar. Maybe I can try to push it. Trying to see. Oh, there we go. Well, I can just wiggle it back and forth. You see, I don't want to put the channel locks on the rod because then I'll mar up the rod even more than it already is. There we go. Okay, let me put this set screw back in. Okay, cool. And then the rod comes out. And we'll kind of set the rod in there. Okay, cool. So we'll take the eyes out. Obviously, I'm going to need to clean the eyes, but you don't want to get the eyes any more dirty than what they already are, since these eyes are really white, which is really good because usually with the age of these bots, the eye is yellow. So I'm going to go and wash my hands before I mess with the eyes, just to mitigate any more dirt getting into the eyes. Okay, so my hands are all clean. Now to take these eyelids out, it's not really that tricky, but I guess if you don't know how it was designed to be taken out, it might be tricky. Pretty much, so the back side of these eyes, let's see if I can turn this one all the way around, is flat. And they did that so you could take the eyelids out. So pretty much you can turn the flat part. Well, there's two ways you can do this. You turn the flat part in. These two end. aluminum stock. So it uses aluminum round stock to pivot the eyelids on. This center aluminum round stock is in place with the set screw and can be removed and replaced. The ends are welded, so you can't remove it. So if you have enough ply, you can turn the flat piece of the eyelid in and then kind of bend the eyelid in on itself and wiggle it out. If you think you're going to break the eyelid, you can undo the set screw in the middle and shimmy the round aluminum round stock back and forth. And I'm trying on this video, I'm trying to use the proper terms. I'm known at work for not using the right terminology, so I apologize. But we'll see. You see, so I was able to do it without having to take this middle piece out. And the eyelid came out just like that. Since the eyelids I'm going to classify as part of the cosmetics, I'm going to keep them separate so they don't get damaged. And we'll do the same to this left eye. You see? Now there's a phenomenon with these bots that the aluminum is actually softer than the plastic they use to cast these eyelids, and the aluminum wears away first before the eyelids do. So on Pasquale, I actually bought this round aluminum stock and I replaced the middle part to keep the eyelids tighter. If you wanted to replace the end parts, you would actually have to cut it off and weld in the aluminum stock. And then there's supposed to be a set collar here and stuff, but it's all undone. So this just lifts right out. Now the interesting part is on this bot they're using a thin or a regular size brass washer and a thick one brass washer. On my Pasquale bot they use 3 regular size brass washers. So I'm going to put the washers in here and set the eyelids aside and do the same thing here. Okay, he's eyeless. So, like I said, tool management is very important. I should be done with these set screws for now. Oh no, hold on. I have more set screws to take off, but they're a different size. So what I'll do is, actually this size that I'm using, I'll just put in my parts bin for now. I'll find the size that I'm going to be needing, which is this size right here. I'll put that in the parts bin, and then I'll put the rest of these Allens up. Okay, so I guess next thing we'll do is take off these I-cross actuators. And these are mounted differently. Well, they're mounted differently because they're used for I-cross. But I had to check back, but I think Pasquale went and mounted the rears using a pin, like a collar pin, not a... So we'll loosen up this Allen on this set screw on the collar. And it's kind of tight, okay? Put that in there. Let me see if I have a right size punch. No, this isn't the right size. You know, I just educated you guys earlier on not mushrooming out. We'll see how tough this is. So the thing about it is you want to be, you know, you don't want to overdo it when you're doing stuff like this. You want to start easy. I mean, obviously you might have stuff seized up, but let me see if I can work this back and forth. Let me try to get you in on a better angle. Yeah, you should be able to see what I'm doing better there. So another thing is, you know, I want to kind of push this up to align it. Okay, that's as far as I can go without having the right size. You know, we're like in a catch-22 situation because I'm bottoming out on the screw down here. Oh, that's interesting. They did that on purpose. They let me see if I can bring you in here closer. Oh, let me flip it upside down. Maybe it'll be better. There, you see one screw is facing inside, one screw is facing outside. This set screw is hitting this rod. So there's two ways I can handle this. I'm going to go and take off the bottom collar. Okay, and just like that, I lost that Allen that I was using, that L Allen, which is right here. What I should have done is I should have laid down a towel on the workbench to work on. This is all marred up. So a way I can cheat is I can use an Allen as the punch, since I don't have the right size punch, but then you risk damaging your Allen. I'm not going to do that. Maybe I got to break out the lube. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to break out the lube. Okay, we'll try something that's not as harsh to start off with. We'll just do WD-40. And I'll wiggle it back and forth, see if it gets in there. only thing I might do is take off that screw on the side and then use the set screw to try to pull it off. So I'm going to guess that that nut is 3/8. Oh no, it's 5/16. 5/16. It sure is. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so it's not 3/8, not 5/16. Let me check the 3/8 again. No. So usually your nuts are 3/8 or 5/16. So off the top of my head, I don't know what 11/32, I guess, is the in between. Yeah, it's 11/32. So let me get a flathead screwdriver. And too big? Yeah, it's too big.